Yes. So let's begin the session. Advanced functions. Okay. That's the Hall of Fame. I believe most of you should be there. And next time you poster Chota Badna Ji, we should have so many students from this batch, at least in the Hall of Fame CAT 2021. That's the new batch starting, batch 3. And here we start. So this is the typical outline of the course. These are the things that we will be covering in today's session. Pretty much this. Okay. Not today's session, but yeah, in this entire workshop. Okay. So let's start. What is a function? Of course, we'll start with it. Anyone unmute, and for those who are attending the workshop for the very first time, guys, you have to unmute and speak up so that you can gain confidence. And those students who are not speaking, guys, trust me, number nahi aa rahe, uska reason yahi hai ki tum confident nahi ho. So it's a smaller group, speak up. Anyone? What's a function in a very simple language कि सबको समझ आए? Functions होते क्या है?
A function is a mathematical operator in which we put a certain value and get another value, an output value.
That is an incorrect definition, Daksh.
Function is relation only.
Okay.
So
I would say it's an expression which will, define the relationship between the variable, between the given variable.
Wrong.
It's a mapping between two ranges of numbers that we have, which are some way interrelated.
Vishwajit, wrong. There's a difference like functions and relations.
Sir, it's a kind of rule that links two sets together.
Wrong. Okay.
In a relation wherein
function is like a box. If you put an input, you get a unique output.
No. Technically,
function is a relation wherein for each value in the domain we get a specific value in the range. We have a specific value.
By specific, what do you mean? Exactly one or two values?
Yeah.
Or like any number of values, but you will have something. Okay, chalo, that's it. Keep these definitions in your mind and then let's discuss. Guys, kal class hua hai functions ka, come on. What are functions? That is the level 1 question. Ayush, you said 10 on 10. Expected an answer, but chalo, theek hai. So before jumping on to that question ki what are functions, ek baar dekh lete hain. And this definition is very important. Ye clear ho gaya to function pretty much clear ho jayega कि करना क्या है. So ये पता है y equals to ax plus b जो जनरल इक्वेशन होती है उसमें इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है x एंड डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है y, because we say कि y is in a way function of x. y is represented in terms of x. So जिसकी टर्म में रिप्रेजेंट किया है that is an independent variable and जिसको रिप्रेजेंट किया है that is the dependent variable. For the people who are not very comfortable with Hindi, मुझे बता देना as and when you guys don't understand anything, though I'll use a bilingual language. Okay. So I think before jumping on to the next thing, functions की definition. Functions वो होते हैं in very layman term. Functions का मतलब होता है x की एक value, मतलब y और x के बीच में वो relation such that x की एक value पे y की exactly एक ही value हो. ये note down कर लो, हिंदी में लिख लो notebooks में, x की एक value पे y की exactly एक ही value होनी चाहिए. If y, I can say y to be a function of x if and only if for one value of x there lies exactly one value of y, which means if I say y is equals to under root of x, this may not be a good definition. मैं आऊंगा अच्छी वाली definition पे. ठीक है? So this is the definition. I will clear it to everyone with examples, but I hope all of those students who said the definition of function, now you understand why it was wrong. What you were telling is a superset of function which is relations. जो हम 11, 12 में पढ़ते हैं, I don't want to go there, but it is more of that कि it's not just a mapping, there is certain rule. ठीक है? So ये बताओ ये तीनों function है या नहीं है? कैसे check करना है? x की एक value पे y की एक value होनी चाहिए. तो let's say x is equals to 2, तो y की एक ही value होगी 4. which means it's a function. fx equals to e to the power x. x की एक वैल्यू ले लो 2, y की एक ही वैल्यू e square. So yes, it's a function. fx equals to sin x. What about it? Is it a function or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's a function.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because x की for any value of x there'll be only one value of y, or you can also check it by graph. Okay, ठीक है, this is sin x. For x की एक value पे graph only cuts once. So this is a function. For the students who are at a lower level, guys, whenever you feel I'm going at a faster pace, stop me. ठीक है, but समझ लेना session पूरा. Now, ठीक है, let me give you some examples. Say you have a mapping 1 2 3 to say 1 2 3 4. Its mapping is like this. A to B. Is this a function or not?
No.
Others? Rishika? Naman?
Yes, sir, it is a function.
Yes, sir. This is a function.
No, sir.
No.
Rishika?
No, this is not a function. Sorry.
Why?
No, sir.
Function, sir.
No.
Rishika, why? Why is this not a function?
Sir, क्योंकि I actually basically मैंने आपको पहले बताया था, I thought कि because यहाँ पे one see A का exactly one value should be there, मतलब exact image should be there.
Okay.
Corresponding
Sir, it
image
is a
होनी
function.
चाहिए B में.
ठीक
लेकिन
है.
यहाँ पे one is also linked with
ये दो
1
value
and
है.
2.
Correct. Absolutely correct,
Okay.
Rishika. Very good. यहाँ पे 1 की दो values हो रही है, which means f of, like how do I represent? F of 1 is equals to 1 भी है और उसकी 2 भी values है, right? X.
Yes.
F is A to B, which means this is X, this is Y. So X की एक value पे Y की exactly एक ही value होनी चाहिए, but यहाँ पे दो values से map हो रहा है, hence this is not a function. If I give you an example, ये सब हटाते हैं, अभी थोड़ा example करते हैं. Say 1 2 3 and say I have only 1 2 here, ठीक है? And if say this is a mapping, is this a function or not?
No. Yes, sir. It's a function. It is a function.
It's a function.
It is a function.
It's a function, right? Because the rule says x की एक वैल्यू पे y की exactly एक ही वैल्यू होनी चाहिए. मतलब rule does not say कि see it is absolutely fine अगर 2 पे वैल्यू नहीं है, but if the value exists it has to be only one. There cannot be two values. That is what function says. So yes, this is also a function. ठीक है? So I think with this we can move on with the slide and just tell me if everything that is mentioned in the slide, if it's clear to you. This is a function, but this is not a function. Why? Because x equals to 1 pe, I have two values of y. Hence, this is not a function. Here it is a function because it qualifies all the rules. Clear? Anyone has any issues? Shall we move on? Okay. Next is domain. Batao, what is the domain?
If f of y is equal to like f of x, y is equal to f of x is a function. That means that the values of x that can yield a valid output for y are the domain of x.
Very good.
So the set of values for which the function is defined.
Very good.
Basically that is the domain.
ठीक है. So I think ये सबको पता है. I'll just space up here. Domain क्या होता है? The entire set of possible values that x can take for which function is defined. I have a function y equals to fx. ठीक है. So domain मतलब वो सारी values of x जहाँ पे function defined है. For example, if I say y equals to 1 by x, तो उसका domain क्या हो जाएगा? X belongs to r minus 0 because 0 पे function ही defined नहीं है. So that will be x. That is the domain. Range is जो domain हमने figure out किया, right? जो भी डोमेन आया है, say for example this is the domain, तो इस डोमेन पे y की क्या क्या वैल्यूज हो सकती है, that is the range. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? It's r, right? Because it can take any value, r minus 0. Right? तो range is the possible, मतलब जो function क्या क्या वैल्यूज ले सकता है for every value of x in the domain. Next term is कोडोमेन. ये काफी डिफरेंट टर्म है, यहाँ पे बहुत कंफ्यूजन होता है guys. Next 20 स्लाइड. इनफैक्ट आई थिंक आज का पूरा सेशन विल बी ओनली ऑन डोमेन, रेंज एंड कोडोमेन. सो मेक श्योर दैट यू गाइज अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या चल रहा है ना. कोडोमेन क्या होता है?
Sir.
यस.
I am not clear with this range part.
रेंज पार्ट ठीक है.
सर थोड़ा एक एग्जांपल दीजिए ना, मतलब
Exactly.
जिसमें आप तीनों एक्सप्लेन कर सको,
नेक्स्ट
मतलब
स्लाइड
नंबर्स
में,
कंसीडर करके.
अगली 20 स्लाइड में राहुल एग्जांपल्स ही एग्जांपल्स. इट इज जस्ट थ्योरी. सो जस्ट वेट फॉर मे बी 1 मिनट. इसके बाद बहुत एग्जांपल्स है. ठीक है. मे बी अगर मैं चलो एक और ले लेता हूँ. लेट्स से y इज इक्वल्स टू एक्स स्क्वायर. तो यहाँ पे डोमेन क्या हो गया? मे बी थोड़ा सा मैं सिंपल ले लेता हूँ. से y इज इक्वल्स टू log x. ठीक है. ये मेरा फंक्शन है. तो यहाँ पे डोमेन क्या हो गया? डोमेन इज द वैल्यूज ऑफ x फॉर विच y इज डिफाइंड. तो y इज इक्वल्स टू log x. log x डिफाइंड कब होगा? फॉर ऑल द पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज ऑफ x, राइट? इफ x इज 0, log x विल नॉट बी डिफाइंड. ये तो लॉगरिथम का प्रॉपर्टी होता है. मतलब दिस इज द बेसिक थिंग दैट एवरीवन मस्ट नो कि log x इज ओनली डिफाइंड फॉर पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज ऑफ x. क्लियर? सो डोमेन ये हो गया. अब रेंज क्या हुआ? रेंज इज log x कैन टेक एनी वैल्यू, राइट? log x का जो ग्राफ होता है, अगर तुम ग्राफ से भी देखो, इट इज लाइक x इक्वल्स टू 1 पे इट इज 0, देन इट इंक्रीजेस एंड देन दिस इज हाउ द ग्राफ इज. इफ यू नो द ग्राफ, सो यू नो कि see the possible value of y is minus infinity to plus infinity. log x can take any value. log x can be 10, log x can be minus 10, log x can be 0 as well, because if x is 1, log x will be 0. So range is r. r का मतलब हुआ minus infinity to plus infinity. ठीक है. These are the two things that we talk in terms of function. अभी एक definition होता है codomain. So codomain is all the values of y for which function is defined. बहुत बार क्या करते हैं हम लोग, मतलब एक क्वेश्चंस में, एक सेकंड, आई जस्ट चेंज द एग्जांपल सो दैट आई कैन गिव यू व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय कोडोमेन. बहुत बार वी से कि ठीक है, से वी हैव अ फंक्शन ऑफ x इज इक्वल्स टू x स्क्वायर्ड. ठीक है. दिस इज अ फंक्शन एंड देन वी विल से कि दिस फंक्शन इज डिफाइंड फ्रॉम r टू r. ठीक है. So this is the language that will be given to you in the question, that the function is defined from r to r, which means जो जब function defined है, so it says कि function की value can go till r, right? So when you're defining the function, you're saying that for all the values in the real line, the value can go till r, which means function की possible values can be like this function is defined for all the values of r till all the values of r, which means जो चीज definition में given रहती है, इसको हम कहते हैं codomain. But as we know कि मेरा actual function तो x square है, तो actually this function can only be greater than equals to 0, right? Which means इसका actual range is r plus. So we will say कि यहाँ पे domain तो हो गया इसका minus infinity to plus infinity, इसका range हो गया 0 to infinity, and एक codomain हो गया minus infinity to plus infinity. Is it clear to everyone that why codomain is minus infinity to infinity? Because function defined is like function is defined from r to r. तो उसमें there is no logic. जो क्वेश्चन में गिवन है बस वही होता है कोडोमेन. Everyone, is this clear?
नहीं सर, मतलब क्लियर नहीं है.
नो सर, ये वाला क्लियर नहीं.
ठीक है. मतलब एक कौन सी चीज क्लियर नहीं हुई? डोमेन क्लियर है?
रेंजेस.
तो मतलब सर हमारा तो कोडोमेन ही मतलब डोमेन ही तो हमारा कोडोमेन हो गया फिर तो.
नहीं, देखो डोमेन अलग चीज है, कोडोमेन. दीज आर 3 डिफरेंट टर्म्स दैट आर यूज्ड. मतलब कैट में प्रोबेबली यूज में नहीं लेंगे. इट्स अ कांसेप्ट कि वी हैव 3 डेफिनेशंस. डोमेन का मतलब होता है फंक्शन कहां पे डिफाइंड है, उसको हम बोलते हैं डोमेन. रेंज को कहते हैं कि फंक्शन एक्चुअली में क्या वैल्यू ले सकता है, दैट इज रेंज. थर्ड टर्म इज कोडोमेन. कोडोमेन इज जो फंक्शन डिफाइन अगर किया गया है, अगर एग्जाम में सिर्फ इतना ही दिया होता है fx इक्वल्स टू एक्स वाई, तो इसका कोडोमेन कुछ गिवन ही नहीं है इक्वेशन में. बट बहुत बार एक क्वेश्चंस में वो डिफाइन करते हैं ऐसे कि फंक्शन r to r और मे बी r to r प्लस और मे बी r to r माइनस, और से मतलब जब अगर क्वेश्चन में डिफाइन कर रखा है कि फंक्शन यहां से यहां जा रहा है, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? इट सेज कि यार कोई मेरा फंक्शन है a to b, राइट? उसमें जो भी वैल्यूज यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में गिवन रहती है, दैट इज व्हाट कोडोमेन इज. सो इफ से फॉर एग्जांपल मैं जो मैंने लास्ट एग्जांपल लिया था उसमें मैं समझा रहा हूँ कि से दिस इज 1 2 3, ठीक है, एंड दिस इज मैप टू 1 2 3 4. ठीक है, दिस इज माय फंक्शन. आई एम डिफाइनिंग दिस फंक्शन फ्रॉम a to b. दिस इज a and this is b, and because it's a function, x की एक वैल्यू पे y की एक ही वैल्यू होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. So now in this particular question, domain क्या है? Everyone?
1 2 3.
Everyone is it clear? मैं अब वापस रिपीट नहीं करूंगा. Domain is 1 2 3 because इन वैल्यूज पे फंक्शन डिफाइंड है. रेंज क्या है इसकी?
Yes. 1
1 2 4.
1 2 4.
विभूति, हीना, जिक्स को भी डाउट था, यहाँ पे रेंज क्या है?
1 2 4.
1 2 4 is the range. Note 1 2 3 4 is not a range क्योंकि 3 वैल्यू पॉसिबल नहीं है फंक्शन की, राइट?
Yes sir.
अभी कोडोमेन क्या हो गया यहाँ पे?
1 2 3 4.
So this is the concept 1 2 3 4. क्यों? क्योंकि फंक्शन में जो क्वेश्चन गिवन है उसमें तो 1 2 3 4 को b में डाल रखा है, राइट? So whatever value is given in the b, that is the codomain. अगर मैं फंक्शन r से r करता हूँ तो r will be the codomain. अगर मैं फंक्शन a से b करता हूँ तो 1 2 3 4 is the codomain. Now is it clear कि codomain क्या होता है? Codomain is something that is given to us in the question कि यूजर फंक्शन को यहाँ से यहाँ पे डिफाइन कर रहा है.
Okay sir.
Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
ठीक है. So moving further, fx equals to x square, domain is minus infinity to infinity, range is 0 to r. I hope everyone knows square bracket का मतलब होता है that this boundary point is included, which means 0 is also included. Open bracket का मतलब होता है that particular value is not included. ठीक है? Yes, this is a very classy problem. ठीक है, हम लोग करते हैं इसको. क्या कह रहा हूं मैं? Log of x square. इसका मुझे डोमेन निकालना है. How do I calculate its domain? Domain is ये फंक्शन कहाँ पे डिफाइन है. So guys, ये एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. Please pay attention कि most of the students what they do is they say कि this is nothing but 2 log x and then they say x has to be greater than 0. But this is wrong. Domain is something that you calculate in the original function and not in a simplified function. So original function जो था उसमें मेरा log of x square था, right? And because it is x square, I know x square has to be positive. ठीक है, which means मेरा डोमेन क्या हो गया? x square is always greater than equals to 0, so I only have to remove 0 from here, right? All the negative values of x में ये x square positive हो जाएगा, all the positive real values of x पे x square positive हो जाएगा, so I only have to eliminate 0. क्लियर है? ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है और ये बहुत लोग गलती करते हैं इसमें. मतलब बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन है, बट पीपल से x greater than 0 is the domain, but no. Domain is x belonging to r minus 0. सिर्फ 0 नहीं हो सकता, बाकी x can take any value. Everyone, is this clear? Yes, no?
Yes sir.
ठीक है. Now because it is log of x square, तो yes, इसका रेंज क्या हो जाएगा? r हो जाएगा, because log तो minus infinity से plus infinity जा सकता है, and there is absolutely no restriction. So इसका रेंज is r. That's it. ये सबको क्लियर हुआ? यहाँ पे वी कैन नॉट टॉक अबाउट कोडोमेन. क्यों? क्योंकि गिवन नहीं है क्वेश्चन में. मतलब इट इज जस्ट अ कॉन्सेप्ट. कैट में कुछ ऐसा नहीं आएगा, ठीक है? सो दिस इज जस्ट अ कॉन्सेप्ट कि कोडोमेन होता है जहां पे फंक्शन को तुम डिफाइन कर रहे हो. मूविंग फर्दर, इनवर्स फंक्शंस. I hope everyone knows, so I won't waste time अभी इस टाइम पे to ask you guys. Inverse functions क्या होते हैं? ठीक है, मैं बता देता हूँ. एक एग्जांपल से बताता हूँ. y is equals to 7x plus 3. Inverse functions अगर तुमको निकालने हैं जो कैट में पूछते हैं, so what you do, you basically represent x in terms of y. y equals to 7x plus 3 given है, तो x कितना हो गया? y minus 3 by 7. Right, and then this is step number one. Step number 1 is you represent x in terms of y. Once you have done it, you just interchange x and y. So you say, इसलिए मेरा inverse function क्या हो गया? Inverse function हो गया मेरा इसका y is equals to x minus 3 by 7. So x minus 3 by 7 is your inverse function. Y equals to x minus 3 by 7. So what I have done, x को y की टर्म्स में मैंने रिप्रेजेंट किया, देन आई हैव जस्ट इंटरचेंज्ड x एंड y बिकॉज़ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट फंक्शन इन टर्म्स ऑफ x. इसीलिए मैंने सिर्फ डमी वेरिएबल्स को स्वैप किया. ठीक है, दिस इज हाउ आई कैलकुलेट इनवर्स फंक्शन. वी आर, दिस इज जस्ट अ कांसेप्ट आई एम टॉकिंग. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड्स में हम लोग इस पे क्वेश्चंस करने वाले हैं व्हेन वी विल हैव टू कैलकुलेट इनवर्स फंक्शन. सो कोई डाउट है तो अभी पूछ लेना. आई विल नॉट रिपीट दिस अगेन.
y is equals to x minus 3/7. ये complete के नीचे है ना 7?
करेक्ट
और it's x.
नहीं मतलब ये पूरे के नीचे ये.
Okay.
ठीक है. So बहुत ही
So,
सिंपल.
So I have a question here. What
Yeah.
would be the value of f inverse of x by 2?
मतलब you can always do it, right? F of f inverse of x by 2.
No, the half is outside of f inverse.
Like this.
Yeah.
You will have to calculate this. You can't generalize this.
We can't take the constant out.
No, I don't think
is
so.
my question. Okay.
I don't think so, because see, it will depend on the function. Like, is that a homogeneous function or not? Matlab, if you are from engineering background, you must be able to relate. Only if this is a homogeneous function, then you can take 2 out. Else you won't be able to take 2 out.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Because this basically means that in place of x, you have to substitute f inverse x by 2. So it depends. If it is y equals to ax, then yes, you can take 2 out. But if in case this is ax plus b, you cannot take 2 out because you have a constant.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay. So
yes.
Yeah.
For inverse function, like the codomain and the range will become the domain, right? And the domain will become the range for the inverse function of that.
Yes. If inverse function exists, that is what it will be.
Yeah. So like I was having a doubt, if inverse function exists, then what will be the domain, the codomain or the range? There can be only one domain, right?
See, we will do those questions. The best thing is don't generalize, don't remember anything. First step, calculate inverse function, uska domain nikal. Why am I saying this? Because see, in this example itself, y minus 3/7, so it is x minus 3/7, right? So यहाँ पे ranges are, domain is R. यहाँ पे भी range and domain is R. So let's solve some question and then generalize the result. The best thing is inverse निकालो, उसका domain and range just calculate. Shouldn't take much time. ठीक है? Okay. And one important result, f of f inverse x is equals to x. So you can always, like, one thing to remember this, जिसका shortcut आगे आएगा भी, बहुत अच्छा question है एक इस पे, is you can always cancel f and f inverse. F inverse को you can say f inverse is nothing but 1 by f, and you can actually cancel it. Like, this is only for you to remember कि how can you remember f of f inverse x. ठीक है? So,
excuse me, sir.
Yes, Ayush.
So for the inverse function, the domain will become its range and the range will become its domain only.
Like, I cannot say this right now. I'll have to think. थोड़ा मुझे time दो, because generalized statement, it looks like so, but then I'll have to see if there can be any corner cases. Because say y is equals to log x, right? अभी check कर ही लेते हैं. So this is x equals to e to the power y. So इसका inverse function is e to the power x, right? So if I have to calculate domain and range, domain is r plus range is r, and e to the power x का domain is r and range is r plus. So yes, this is happening. No, that is not true, because ठीक है, I think this makes sense, right? So it is happening at least in this case, Ayush. But then, मतलब, I don't see the reason. cat कर रहे हैं हम लोग, PhD नहीं कर रहे हैं. So just ignore this generalization. कहीं भी cat में true false नहीं आएगा. So looks like it, but then थोड़ा सा I'll have to see for all the cases कि whether can we generalize this statement or not. But उसका need नहीं है, at least for cat. ठीक है? मतलब हमेशा whenever you have to ask anything, just do it yourself. 2-3 examples ले लो. If it is satisfying in all the equations, yes, should be the case. Correct. एक बहुत ही important result है, but I think उस important result से पहले I would ask you, I'm giving you a function y is equals to 3x plus 4 upon 5x minus 3. इसका inverse function निकालो सब, everyone. Chaitanya knows a lot of shortcuts. Good, Chaitanya. Let me see whose videos are off. Guys, while replying the answers, please only reply privately to me so that others do not get affected. It's a 15 seconds question, shouldn't take much of a time. Rishika, you should be able to solve this. Trideep, Anshul, Sanika, Devanshi. Just comment the answers once done. Priyanshi, should be simple. हो गया? ठीक है. चलो guys, time up. It's quite simple. Oh, okay. That's a blunder. Vibhuti, last step भूल गए हो. Y को X की जगह replace करना है. Nikita, no, answer will be in terms of X. I'm asking Saikat, it's a blunder. मतलब I'm not sure तुम लोग ये question कैसे गलत कर सकते हो guys. बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. If this question you are not able to solve. It's simple. What did I say? X को मुझे Y की terms में express करना है. That is step number 1. So let's do it. This is 5xy, this is 3x. 5xy minus 3y is equals to 3x plus 4. आपको x को y की terms में represent करना है, so bring all the x terms together, right? So x I will take common, 5y minus 3 is equals to 4 plus 3y. Then मतलब यहाँ से दिख जाता है आंसर कि x is 3y plus 4 upon 5y minus 3. And last step is you interchange x and y. So y is equals to 3x plus 4 upon 5x minus 3. So inverse function, if you observe, it comes out to be exactly same. Everyone clear? I'm not sure why you were doing a blunder here. Nandani, blunder. Why?
Yeah, sir. Actually, that 4 looked like a Y to me. Sorry.
Okay, नहीं यार वैसा नहीं होगा. If it's a function, it has to be in the form of ax plus b, no? So ठीक है. So this is the inverse function. So now if you observe, the rule is, मैं एक बार rule बता देता हूँ. So that next time you see such question, you will mark the answers in 1 second. If fx is ax plus b upon cx plus d, such that a plus d, numerator में x का जो coefficient है और denominator में जो constant है, अगर उनका sum 0 है, then f of fx is equals to x. f of fx is equals to x का क्या मतलब हुआ? fx and f inverse x will be exactly same, right? Only then this holds true. I hope ये तो clear है सबको, right? f inverse x की जगह you can write fx. So this is the shortcut. Last question में you could have seen a plus d was 0. So f of fx was equals to 0. Clear everyone? Yes, no? मतलब बहुत ही simple है, इसमें no होना ही नहीं चाहिए.
Yes.
Good. इसका बता दो. Again, मतलब it's a 1 second question. इसका क्या होगा f inverse x? 1 second question. Come on, everyone.
उल्टा होगा.
उल्टा क्यों होगा? जस्ट अप्लाई. अभी मैंने क्या बताया? ax प्लस b. a कितना है यहाँ पे? a is -1. x का जो कोफिशिएंट होगा, और d कितना है? डिनोमिनेटर का कांस्टेंट. -1 and 1. सम 0 है. So f inverse x will be same. अब इसको प्रूव कर लो. All those students who have gotten the inverse function wrong in the first question, you have to prove this. Do it right now. कि f inverse x कितना आता है? It's very simple. x को y की टर्म्स में करो और then interchange the variables. Rishika, Naman, Trideep, is this clear to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. ठीक है, f equals to f inverse, and this was the example which we had already solved. Again, a plus d was 0, so f inverse has to be same. So अभी तक हमने डोमेन पढ़ लिया, रेंज पढ़ लिया, कोडोमेन पढ़ लिया, इनवर्स पढ़ लिया है, राइट? एवरीवन कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट दीज टर्म्स एटलीस्ट कि होता क्या है, हाउ डू वी कैलकुलेट? रूल सेम रहेगा एंड कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी विल इंक्रीज नाउ. ठीक है, प्लीज कमेंट्स में यस नो करते रहना so that I know and accordingly we can move on. Next is even odd function. Naman, you will tell me what do we mean by even function.
Sir, if fx minus x is equal to fx, this means even function.
Come again, fx?
Fx.
Huh?
F minus x equal to fx. This
Very
means
good.
even function.
Very good, Naman. And what is odd function, Naman?
If fx equal to minus fx.
नहीं, ये क्या बोल रहे हो? fx equals to minus fx. Think again, Naman.
Sir,
This is the definition of even function. That's the odd function, right? अगर fx और f of minus x same है, then it's an even function.
Yes,
नाम से भी समझ में
yes.
आता है, right? And अगर एक दूसरे का negation है, then it's an odd function. If fx is equals to minus of f of minus x, it's going to be an odd function. Otherwise, else it will be an even function. If it's the same. So if I give you a statement that a function will be either even or odd, is that a correct statement, or like is it true or false? A function can be either even or odd.
False
Yeah,
statement.
I
The
think
false, sir.
true,
False.
I know.
Can be neither or neither even.
True.
Who is
Why?
saying true? Oops.
I think it's wrong.
Yes. Is it clear, guys? Yes, no?
So the f of n can either be even or odd, or can neither be even or odd. Which one is true?
Come again.
F of x can either be
Okay,
even
sorry,
or odd,
sorry,
or
sorry.
neither can be.
Yeah, a function is either even or odd. It should not be, it can be. I think, yeah, there was some language issue. What I meant to ask was that is it necessary that a function should be either even or odd? But yes, the answer is like it is not necessary, because there can be function which is neither even nor odd, right? So that is what was the meaning of the sentence.
Yeah.
So that's all for today. I hope you all have learned something new. So yeah, stay tuned and press the subscribe button to be notified on the next video.